Hello, I'm Jody Wolf, and you're watching Expoz, October 10, 2018. It's 1:23 a.m. Birmingham, and just picking up where I left off, the internal civil conflict has begun, and you're going to start seeing a lot more of that. You see the Democrats calling for it. They're calling for it. And what this is going to do is make inner America, those who would usually not change parties, you'll see these people by what they observe going on in these cities and towns around them. They'll vote against the Democrats. And that will make things much worse. But it's prophetic. And it will turn around and it will get better. I would say that there will be sizable conflict. And when I say sizable, I mean close to half of this country at odds. Of course, not that many out there creating problems, but there will be a lot of problems come out of this. And but basically, the 55,000 sealed indictments has begun because it's been the first arrest that we know of here, and that was one of Lee's guys that caught him red-handed on a computer, stealing the senator's information and passing it out. And Lee, of course, he didn't have anything to do with it, but it was his people that was doing that. And of course, all the arrests they've already made in China that you've not heard about, and of course in the Middle East around the oil OPEC nations. There's multiple nations. There's some that they're not very large. They're just large enough to own the few oil wells they have. And but they call themselves a nation and let that $10 to $20 million a day pour into their account. A lot of those have been taken out. And I mean taken out and gone. Like you had 5 or 6 or maybe even 7 of them in one airplane, and the airplane crashed. So their replacements came in, and their replacements don't have their views. So there's a lot going on, and I can't get a grasp on this Hurricane Michael. I really can't. It's got to do with something that we may have done with or against Israel. I've not found anything that would verify that at all. And I don't recall a judgment hitting this country because of internal conflicts, but it's highly possible. But I just want you to know, and please think about this, John 3:16. Very simple. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, and whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. There it is. And the man on the cross next to Jesus said just a very few words. He said, remember me when you come into your kingdom. And Jesus said, you'll be with me in paradise today. So it's very simple. Very simple. You don't have to go out and be baptized in water, and as long as your heart is right with God and you go and know that Jesus is Lord, you're saved. So think about that. But we're just entering some really bad times. What I was going to tell you a moment ago is God, in my opinion, I've said this before, he decided that he would bless North Korea. And I don't care what you heard, but just day before yesterday, this is on Monday, Pompeo and the North Korean entourage, whoever he met with, they're meeting. In North Korea, they're getting anxious and excited about this. And I think God is going to see that through. But there's always a but. And don't get me wrong here. When I said but, I'm not deleting everything I just said. I'm just saying, but there's another side or something else is coming. I don't delete what I said. I shouldn't say but, I should say and. I'll try to do that. I did that for a long time. So, and there's still a possibility that things will get really out of control. God sees that, wow, this is, well, I mean, he's already saw it. He's already seen it, rather. And so he knows, but we don't. But it did say the older man would have dreams while the younger man would have visions. So expect to hear that come out. In fact, that blog, that last one, I put the whole title down in the box below. You'll hear the man talk about a vision and scare the daylights out of him, but you should hear the story. Anyway, there is a possibility that the church could go home here, right in the midst of all this. Fireman Mark prophecy, he's actually said that he thinks Trump is in for only one term now. And if that's the case, then I say, yes, we're going to go home. However, I do not believe it. I believe he is in for 2 terms, and because I believe prophecy that came in 2007 from Kim Clements. Anyway, God can change his mind. You know that. Just please be ready, be right, and could happen at any moment. Jody Wolf Expoz.